The Chicago Bears right now play at Soldier Field. They own Arlington Park. They bought it from Churchill Downs a few years ago, so they got that whole plot of land out there. What do they want from Illinois?
Yeah.
They want infrastructure.
Infrastructure, yeah.
Illinois is like, I don't know. Not so sure. So now they're looking at Indiana. So let's do a history lesson. Who tried to move his team out of state because of infrastructure? Robert Kraft. Robert Kraft was going to build Gillette Stadium with his own money. All he requested from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts was $72 million at the time, $72 million for infrastructure. In other words, Route 1 stinks. Okay, I can attest. Okay, it's awful. All right, so they wouldn't do it. So what did he do? He had a press conference with the governor, John Rowland, and said they were going to move the team to Connecticut, to Hartford. Oh, the hue and cry. Oh, I can't believe. Oh, well, eventually the legislature in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, I think the Speaker of the House was a very powerful man at the time named John Finnerman. Finally, he was the guy that said no. They acquiesced and they gave him the they came up with the $72 million for infrastructure to improve the interchange at I-95, to improve and widen Route 1 going in and out of Gillette Stadium. And Connecticut had trouble moving a steam plant. They'd move the steam plant, they'd be in Hartford. I'll tell you right now, if I were the governor of Connecticut, I only met Roland one time, and believe it or not, I was here at I emceed a couple of events for the National Governors Conference in 2000. It's the only time I ever met Governor Roland. And I'd have gotten in a bulldozer myself the next day and moved that steam plant out of there. Are you kidding me? I'd have done it before they could change their minds. But they couldn't move it, and guess what? The Patriots then ended up getting the $72 million for infrastructure, and they stayed in Foxborough. It's not that far back.
Yeah.
Well, now, Kevin Warren, whom I don't consider based on, to be America's greatest poker player.
Not quite.
But he's talking about Indiana, 15 miles away from Chicago. Meanwhile, the Bears still have that plot of land up there, and I just don't think you're going to put a strip mall there.
No, they didn't pay for to put a strip mall there.
And, yeah, they paid a fair amount, by the way,
yes,
to get that. But, yeah, that is yikes. It's bizarre. But again, a history lesson for you.
Yeah.
That this has been
sure
attempted before.
Absolutely.
Which I'm sure that's where they got the idea.
Certainly. Yes. Yes, absolutely. And do you really think the Chicago Bears want to move out of Illinois? No.
It's
the history that stands behind it.
It's a bad look.
It's a terrible look. And this is one of the most storied franchises in NFL history.
It's a bad look.
With a fan base that has been around a team that stinks for how long? And now they're playing well this year, obviously, and doing much better. But
because you root for the Santa Clara 49ers.
That's right. And this will be the the Rosemont Bears.
Now remember, the Jets and the Giants play in New Jersey.
Yes,
there actually is only one team in the state of New York, and that's the Buffalo Bills.
Bills, yep. Yep.
So it's not as if it hasn't been done before. It's been
done before. There's no doubt. Yeah, it's
all because you won't improve the roads.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I've been on 294, which eventually goes up to Milwaukee.
Sure.
Right. Every time I turn around, that sucker's under construction. You can't find some money for 90 and 94 going out to Arlington? Because we stayed out near Arlington Park for the Northwestern game a couple of years ago. So it's not as if I haven't been out there. I have. Okay.
Yeah.
Never tell you about the night we went out there. This is years ago. Bruce was the coach.
Okay, yeah, it was a while
So
ago.
Bruce, this is a long time ago.
90s then.
And I had worked a lot of hours that week. I was doing morning shows at the time, and And so we get on the bus, and I just kind of kick back a little bit, and I see that we're headed toward 294, and we're getting on 294 because you got to go up to either. It doesn't matter. You can go up through Dempsey and go through Morton, or you can go to Gulf Road, and you can go either way, right? And I fall asleep. And I kind of wake up after a little bit. I looked around. We're still in the bus.
Uh-huh.
I said, I can't remember who I was sitting next to. I said, where are we? Oh, we're on the way to the hotel. I said, no, we're not. And I'd done this trip how many times in my life?
Uh-huh.
I said, no, we're not. He says, so we're out in the middle of nowhere. He goes, uh-oh. And Bruce, I think, overheard me, and he turned around and goes, what's going on, buddy? And I said, Bruce, I don't think we're going the right way. I said, it's just my gut feeling. I said, but give me a minute to check. And we went by an interstate sign, as to what route we were on. And I said, Bruce, we're definitely not on the right road. Right? And Bruce goes up to the bus driver. He says, do you know where you're going? Oh, yeah, I'm all set. He says, no. He said, well, that guy back there. I was like, he says, no. He says, we're not going the right way. He says, and he's done this a whole bunch of times. Right? The guy gets off at the exit, the next exit, and instead of just turning around and going back in the interstate and then getting where he needs to go, which would have been the fastest way, takes all these back roads through Arlington and also because he was too proud to admit he made a mistake. And it took us what normally would take 40 to 45 minutes to get to the hotel, took us over 2 hours. Right? So infrastructure, you can improve it. You can make it a little bit faster to get out there. But geez, I remember that. Oh, it was like, holy mackerel. I was awake the rest of the trip too. I was like, God, doggone it. I'm still awake. Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah, okay. But yeah, they're taking a page out of the Robert Kraft playbook.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Kraft was not insincere when he did it.
No.
He's like, I need a place to go.
Yeah, absolutely.
At this point, he's a younger owner, right? He's he knows he's not in a great stadium, so he wants to build his own stadium. Well, if I'm going to build my own stadium, I want roads to get in and out of it because Route 1 was bad. Okay, well, they're running into the same thing here where they're asking for the state of Illinois for infrastructure. Well, when you're asking for infrastructure, you are also asking for an improvement of roadways that benefit the general populace anyway.
Sure. I agree.
And that's what they're looking to do. Thanks for listening to Sports Talk with Steve Jones. Catch the latest from me on the 7 Mountain Sports YouTube page. Find clips of the show on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook by searching up 7 Mountain Sports.